right, guys, our second card also comes from the Celebration printed paper, and that is the big, beautiful printed paper. Just grab the package. So here it is. This is called Inside the Lines. I knew it was something about lines. All right, so you can see the paper. There's several designs. Obviously, I think you got 2 of each of these just because I knew that you would get different sections depending on where they're cut up, and the designs are not obviously the same throughout the whole thing. So you've got 2 of each of these sheets. And so what I did was I used the new watercolor pencils to color this, and I think it is amazing. Now, I will tell you, I've been using my blender pens versus my my aqua painters to blend the color, and it's completely up to you, but I think on this type of paper, as in paper that is not watercolor paper, I think it really helps to just use the blender pens to do your blending. Now, I'm not going to color this whole thing, but I will color some of it and show you how I put the card together so you can see how I did it. And the reason is because sometimes it takes a while to color, but it depends on how detailed you are and how precise you want everything. But it is so amazing to work with these watercolor pencils. They are thoroughly, wonderfully, amazingly smooth. Like they blend like butter, which I love. And they're really nice, good quality. And they also have the names on them and the color, on the end, so you can figure out what color you're using. So I really like that. Now to color this, I'm going to color this one just a teeny bit different. And I'm actually going to pull my chair up because, like I said, it does it's a nice relaxing thing to just sit in watercolor. Oh, I love it. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color, and you can go lighter, that's really light, or you can go darker. You can see I'm kind of going darker to get that color down. And then I can blend out from where I'm putting it down. Now, the other thing, I've done a couple videos on these new pencils because I do kind of love them. The other thing I've shown is how you can also color on like your scrap paper or a scrap of cardstock to kind of pick up the color when you're coloring. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second because that did not come out very coherently. Okay, so I'm just filling this in towards the center, and then I'm going to blend it and get lighter as I go out towards the tip of each petal. Okay, so I've kind of gone all the way around. Now, where did my blender pen go? Here we are. I will also tell you that I have kind of a blue or a cool color end of my blender pen, and then I have a warm color, so I use this on pinks, reds, and yellows. This is for blues and greens and purples. So, and it kind of depends on the purple, because like sometimes purples can be warmer or cooler. Use your discretion to figure out how you want to do that. But it's really nice to have kind of a dedicated end so that you can switch between colors a little easier if necessary. So now I'm going to work like one petal at a time, and I'm just going to kind of blend that color out, and then I'll keep going out further and further. And then what happens is it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Instead of doing the whole thing at once, I kind of like doing it this way, because what happens is you get a better gradation of the color when you do it in smaller chunks. Now, the one thing you want to avoid is really going over that a whole bunch of times. Use a light touch when you're doing this, because then you won't have things kind of pill up. Okay. And I really wanted it to be light at the tips so that this one's working a little better even. So you can see this is a big leaf or a petal, pardon me. So I'm doing it kind of in chunks rather than the whole thing at once. And really light up at the top. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so do you see how that works? Oh, so pretty, 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 pretty. Now, if you have too much color and you want to get rid of some of it so that it's nice and light up here, just scribble it off on your scrap. and then just keep going. I have to say this is one of the most relaxing, wonderful things. I love these coloring pencils. I'm so excited that we have them back. Now, if you've been around for a long time, Stampin' Up! Used to have color pencils, watercolor pencils. They came in like a little tin. I still have mine somewhere. I did not like those solely because they were real, I don't know if waxy is the right term, but they did not blend very well. You could usually still see the lines from where you colored originally when you went to blend them out, and that kind of bugged me. But these are just so wonderful. And I'm also going to tell you that one of the things that helps when you're using watercolor pencils is to have the right kind of pencil sharpener for them. So I recommend, I'll pull out the one I have. I don't even know where I got it. I've had it for a while, but I know it's still around. It is a Stabilo. I'm not sure how you say that. It's a pencil or pencil company, pen and pencil company. But look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. I love the blending. Oh, I could just do this all day long. And with all of that printed paper you have, you could do this all day long, literally. Now I think for the underneath, I'm going to color this in nice and dark. Oh, so let me show you this. So I mentioned you can color on your scrap paper, and then you can pick that color up if you need to add more color to something. Okay, so let me color this in. I want that really good and dark. So I'm going to pick up more and just add it in here. And then it is nice and dark at the end. There we go. Isn't that cool? Okay. And then I'll quick do a leaf just so you can see that. And then we'll move on to our next, or I'll show you how I put the rest of the project together. So on the leaf, I'm just coloring kind of along that center vein and then letting it blend out. I'm really coloring hard because I want nice thick color laid down, and then I'll really blend it out as I go, and I'll put just a little bit up here. Okay, so I'm going to clean off the blue so I don't have a blue leaf. We want a green one, and we're going to just blend all this in. So one of the things you kind of will play with is how to judge how much color you need where. And as you go, as you play with this, you'll get a feel for this. By the way, I'd say don't let me forget, but you guys can't really tell me. I do have another sample to show you of this one as well. Not of this exact card, but this concept. Okay. So do you see how I just blending, blending, blending. Oh, so pretty, 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 pretty. Love this. Now, if you decide you need more color on here, what I would do is let it dry and then pencil in some more, but it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So there we have our flower so far. I just love the blending. I think it looks amazing. By the way, I would finish this off with yellow in the center, but leave all the little stamen white because I think it's pretty, which is pretty much what I did on this one. Okay, now let me show you. I have one other sample. If I can find it. Here we go. This card. So this card was done with the same paper. We took a chunk of the paper and then sliced it up a little bit so that you could see. Actually, I think that is the one I'm using right here. It is. Just so that you could see a little bit of border, and I think that's kind of a cool little technique. And then it says to a wonderful friend, and then thanks. I believe this is from the Dragonfly stamp set. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Anyway, isn't that pretty? I like this one a lot too. Now to finish up this card, sorry to go back and forth. I just realized we hadn't actually finished this one. I have Pacific Point card stock. This is a half a sheet. And then what I'm going to do is take the piece that I was coloring. This was a 3-inch square, and I'm putting it on a 3 1/8 inch square. So just a teeny bit of old olive will peek out from there. Okay, then I have my polka dotted paper. I'll use my triple banner punch to punch the little flag end here. Okay, and then you can see it goes on just like that. And then I always like to kind of curl the flag end up a little bit. So I will adhere this to my card like so. And then I will pop this up over the top. Now the greeting says, just wanted to say hello. That is from one of our hostess sets from the catalog, the occasions catalog. So you can see it has all these fun little words. And then there's all of these little pictures that kind of go with it, and you can circle them or whatever. It's kind of a fun set. Anyway, if you want to get this stamp set, you don't have to actually host a party, but you can place a order large enough to qualify for it for free, which is kind of awesome. And how that works is when your order is over 150, you qualify for Stampin' Rewards. And so you can get one of the hostess sets in the big catalog or the occasion catalogs with that free hostess money, which is nice. Okay, so that is this card. Come back for another video.